Spain just did something nobody thought was possible. They stopped Lionel Messi's Argentina, and they did it on the biggest stage in football. If you are still processing what happened in that final, stay with me, because what went down on that pitch was not luck. It was not a fluke. It was a plan, executed to perfection, and Argentina walked straight into a trap they never saw coming. In the next few minutes, I am going to break down exactly how this dynasty came crashing down, what Argentina got wrong, what Spain got so right, and why, honestly, a part of me should have seen this coming. Stick around till the end, because the last few minutes of this match tell a story that most highlight reels are not even showing you. Before we go any further, if you are new here, welcome to Go Verdict. This is the channel where we do not just tell you what happened, we tell you why it happened, and we try to get ahead of these results before they even occur. If that sounds like your kind of football content, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on this video. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And let's get into what might be one of the most talked about finals in recent World Cup history. Now, let's rewind for a second. Heading into this final, I predicted Argentina to win. I said it with confidence, and a lot of you agreed with me in the comments. It's Messi, the experience, the squad depth, all of it pointed toward another Argentine celebration. So what went wrong with that read? Honestly, I underestimated how much Spain had evolved tactically over the last 2 years. This was not the Spain of old that just passed the ball around for the sake of possession. This Spain team pressed high. They pressed with purpose, and they suffocated Argentina's midfield before it ever had a chance to breathe. That is on me, and I will own that miss. But let's talk about what actually happened on the pitch, because the story here is bigger than one wrong prediction. The match kicked off at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with a start time of 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time. It's meant for a lot of fans on the West Coast. This was a lunchtime kickoff, and trust me, nobody was doing any work during that lunch break. The atmosphere in that stadium was electric before the first whistle even blew. But here is something a lot of people were not talking about beforehand. Argentina's backline had looked shaky in the semifinal, conceding on 2 set pieces that they really should have defended better. Spain's coaching staff clearly noticed that too, because from minute 1, they were testing that exact weakness. The first 15 minutes were cagey, both teams filling each other out. But then, Spain drew first blood in the 23rd minute off a corner kick that exposed exactly the vulnerability we just talked about. Near post flick, a moment of hesitation from the Argentine marking, and Spain had the lead. Now, here's where things get interesting, because Argentina did not panic. They responded the way champions do, and just 11 minutes later, they equalized through a brilliant individual sequence that showed exactly why this team has dominated world football for the better part of a decade. 1-0 became 1-1, and for a moment, it felt like the final everyone expected was back on track. But football has a cruel way of punishing even the smallest mistakes on the biggest stages, and that is exactly what happened right before halftime. It's a misplaced pass in Argentina's own defensive third. It's a kind of error that happens 1,000 times in a normal match with 0 consequences, but this was not a normal match. Spain pounced immediately, and within seconds, it was 2-1 heading into the break. That halftime whistle must have felt like a gut punch for Argentina, because they had just watched their opponents capitalize on a mistake that never should have happened at this level. The second half is where this match truly separated itself from every prediction, mine included. Argentina came out aggressive, throwing bodies forward, trying to find that equalizer. And for about 20 minutes, it looked like it might work. They were creating chances, testing the goalkeeper, building momentum. Then, right when it seemed like the tide was turning, Spain hit them with a gut punch on the counterattack in the 68th minute. 3 touches, maybe 4 seconds of actual play, and the ball was in the back of the net. 3, 2, 1. Could feel the air leave that stadium. Now, here is the part of the story that I think deserves way more attention than it is getting. Argentina did not fold. Down 2 goals with time running out, they pushed forward one more time. And in the 81st minute, they pulled one back, making it 3-2. For a few minutes, chaos. K1, edge of your seat chaos. Could they actually complete this comeback? Spain's backline suddenly looked nervous. The crowd noise shifted, and Argentina had all the momentum. This is exactly the kind of moment where legends are made or broken, and it all came down to the final 10 minutes. So what actually went wrong for Argentina in the end? Because it clearly was not a lack of effort or heart. When you really break it down, it comes to 3 things. First, that early set-piece vulnerability that Spain identified and exploited immediately. Second, the unforced error right before halftime that gifted Spain a 2-goal cushion at the worst possible moment. And third, and honestly, this is the biggest one, Argentina's midfield simply could not control the tempo of the game the way they usually do. Spain's pressing system took away their rhythm for large stretches, and when your best players cannot dictate the pace, even the best individual talent in the world struggles to bail you out. On the other side, credit where it is due, Spain's game plan was close to flawless. Their goalkeeper made 2 massive saves in that final 10-minute stretch when Argentina was throwing everything forward. And honestly, those saves might be the real reason Spain is lifting that trophy right now. Their defense, which many people, including myself, questioned heading into this tournament, held firm when it mattered most, and their attacking players punished every single mistake Argentina made without hesitation. Final score, Spain 3, Argentina 2. A match that had 5 goals, a halftime gut punch, a nearly completed comeback, and enough drama to fill an entire season. Argentina leaves this final with heartbreak, but also with a lot of pride, because they did not go down without a fight. Spain leaves as world champions, and honestly, after watching that performance, it is hard to argue they did not deserve it. So here is the question I want to leave you with. Was this the changing of the guard in world football? Or was this simply one bad night for a team that has proven time and time again that they can bounce back from anything? I have my own thoughts on that, but I want to hear yours. Drop a comment below and let me know who you think wins the next major tournament between these 2 sides. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you are subscribed to Goal Verdict, because we are covering every major result, every prediction, and every storyline this football season. And trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming next.